The Labour will deal with this brutal dictator in Uganda. And I voted Labour, not knowingly that my vote was lost. At least, even the Conservatives, before they came out of power, they imposed sanctions on some of the ministers in Uganda and the Speaker of Parliament. But for the Labour government, under Mr. Keir Starmer, they put a blind eye on Uganda because of business deals in Uganda. People power, our power, NUP, everywhere. We can't talk about democracy.
Yes.
You can't talk about human rights. While the UK, you still train the militias. The commander, Mawaz Kanyarubgaba, is a Sandhurst trained soldier. He is the same man who has turned a monster on Ugandans.
Yes.
You can start wearing the red beret. You might ask yourself, why these guys are wearing the red berets? Why are they wearing the white t-shirts? These are Ugandans. As we stand here now, I've been told that some have been missing for 5 years under the same brutal junta, Museveni of Uganda.
Yes.
We are talking about human rights in Uganda. You go to Luzira prison. We have people there. They've been there for 19 years. They've never seen a court of law. Because Uganda is a failed state under this brutal dictator, Museveni, the junta of Uganda. We've been highlighting the human rights abuses in Uganda. But the UK government, they are responsible for the training of the monsters who are torturing Ugandans right now, who are murdering our sisters and brothers, who are raping our sisters, who are sodomizing men in Uganda. People power. Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. I don't want to take too much time. I need to pass you over to one of our team leader to give you some words about the abuse in Uganda before I come to lecture you about capitalism in Uganda. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Go there. Go there. Our power. People power.
We are here today to ask David Lamy, Lord Collins, please stop supporting this group. It's not trade or human rights. Both go together. Trade and human rights both go hand in hand. There's just no way
Posters.
human life and money is black money. Stop earning black money, please. Stop earning black money. Trade human rights. You can't sacrifice Ugandan lives for trade.
No, we need them to be straightened.
Human lives no more matter.
Sempezi sawa.
Ugandans are being killed every day.
This is a t-shirt.
Women are raped to death. They sent to prison without trial. But the UK only wants trade. No more human rights. No more rule of law. No more democracy. That is not the UK we knew. That is not the Labour government we voted for. We voted for a government which was better. We can't unconditionally sanction some people in Uganda. The Labour government has looked away.
Bajja tugobawo. Gogoba okwegenda awaka. Bajja tugobawo bintu. Tebakkirizaako yadde akati.
Ladies and gentlemen, the UK has to take a stand. There's no more pretending
Tebakkiriza
that
yadde
about
akati.
trade and the yes,
Evo kisaawo batugoberawo.
but you can attack human rights to trade deals.
N'alibadde n'ababipanze eddako.
Human rights.
Singa bakkiriza singa nabipanze
That is
eddako
not the UK.
byonna.
That is not Great Britain. That is not a former
Yeah.
world empire. Literally rule the world.
Kiri kitya bantu.
Abandon human rights.
Ekyana ekizungu kiwulidde.
Human rights. You want trade, you want no, David Lamb and Lord Collins, what you do? Go and pay the dictator. How fair is that? They allow me to ask if you're in there, because this is not if you're in there. Stop covering abuse of human rights of Ugandans. As we think we are going to be here today, actually we are because I think we have tried to engage, we have failed. Because the truth is, it's all about trade. The UK is about trade. Trade. Yes, you trade. You are not saying to trade with the dictator, but also think about their human rights. Attach human rights to every trade deal you sign. Not just signing trade deals just because you want trade and then look away when Ugandans are being tortured. Ugandans are being sent to jail. Ugandans are being raped. Ugandans are being killed at the expense of the UK. That is not right. Stop. Thank you. Someone else take over.
Yes. Well done.
People power. People power. Can you people power? Thank you everybody for listening to us. The reason as to why we're here is because we're here to try and explain to the UK to stop the double standards. The UK says that they believe in human rights, but on the other hand, they're doing trade with Uganda. It is so surprising that just last week, Museveni signed. Museveni is the president of Uganda, allegedly.
No, he's not.
He is the dictator of Uganda. His son was tweeting, torturing Eddie Mutwe. He said that he was teaching him his own language. He cut off his hair. He put an embassy to him. He mistreated him for a whole week while tweeting. To our despair, BBC reported about it. But the funny thing is, Edmonton was taken from a torture chamber to prison. When we said that Edmonton should be in hospital, not prison. If the UK are doing trade with Uganda, why don't they say to Uganda, we're tired of having business with you if you're a dictator? Because we've written, we've called upon, we've explained, we've given you our evidence, we've sent the evidence to ICC. What more do you want us to do? We know that this is hypocrisy. When it comes to human rights of people of Uganda, you keep a deaf ear, but you continuously sponsor the dictator of Uganda. You have been training soldiers in Sandhurst while they go back to Uganda to kill Ugandans. What more hypocrisy could that be? We've explained to you that you're being hypocrites. Stop making business with Uganda. Stop making any sort of business with Uganda. All intervene. Uganda's had the same president for 40 years. And Ugandans don't want Museveni the election and he keeps himself in power. Ugandans are saying enough is enough. Because Museveni cannot stay in power without the help of the UK. He cannot stay in power without your help. Why do you continuously give him money through IMF, loans from the bank of, it's not right. You lend him money, you give him money every now and again, and he uses that money to kill Ugandans. Every single person here has been arrested. That is in prison. Achira is in prison. Smartwa Wababi is in prison. Macheta is in prison. Bobu Young is in prison. Why? And now they arrested 11 others last week. Every single person here has been killed. The human rights are being abused. under the watch of the UK. You are being hypocrites, and this must stop. This must stop. This must stop now. Where should Eddie Mutwe be? Where should Eddie Mutwe be? Where is Eddie Mutwe now? Why is he in prison while he's supposed to be in hospital? Eddie Mutwe must be taken to hospital. Otherwise, we're going to come here every day and shout. We're going to raise our voices until Eddie Mutwe is taken to hospital. This is not right. Why are they trying civilians in court martial? We are not the army, but they're taking us to court martial. This must stop. This must stop. Edmonton must go to hospital. I am going to raise my voice until I stop that. I am going to stop calling upon the UK to stop the hypocrisy. While human rights are being trampled over. This is not right. Continuously support Uganda. What expectation have you got us? And you're giving him money. People power. People power. People power.
People power. Nze nywedde amazzi eddoboozi mweriri. UP. Everywhere. We are Ugandan community who reside in the UK, who have been living in the UK for the last 35 years. UK is part of my home, but I've got Uganda, another home of mine. Listen to what is happening and why we are here. We are talking about the junta, the for 40 years. And listen to what the UK government is doing. After they have lectured us about human rights, democracy, they are still siding financially, militarily, supporting the dictator Museveni of Uganda. Every year, the UK government gives the brutal dictator £1 billion. That is the urban and my mind. We are all professionals here. None of us is on benefit. We have to cut off time from work to come here and repeat the suffering Uganda cannot stand like us and demonstrate and express in Uganda and put the dictator in his eyes that enough is enough. People power. This is personal. David Lamy, 35 good years, I came in this country. That time there were no tuition fees. They were studying for free. Now David Lamy, he forgot where he come from. Tottenham is not Chelsea. Tottenham is not Kensington. He feels forgetting that his dad a state is not all that good. I've met him one time on the tube. That was the day of Brexit voting. I was on Victoria Line and I took